Hello and welcome to News9 Sports for this special presentation. Today we are previewing a big encounter in IPL 2022 between Kolkata Knight Riders and Lucknow Super Giants. Why is today's game so important? It is important because if KKR win, they still have a chance of making it to the playoffs. If KKR wins, there are as many as 7 teams who will still fight with each other for the 3 remaining playoff spots. However, if KKR lose, they will be eliminated and Lucknow Super Giants will qualify for the playoffs. So this is a huge encounter between Shreyas Iyer and Rahul, between Brendan McCullum and Andy Flower, and also Gautam Gambhir. Let us now directly go to the toss. Lucknow Super Giants have won the toss and interestingly, but not surprisingly, elected to bat first. I'll just tell you why it is a good decision by Lucknow Super Giants to bat first. Lucknow Super Giants have lost 5 matches in this tournament. 4 of them have been chasing. Therefore, batting first is their strength. So LSG, not surprisingly, win the toss and have decided to bat first. They have made 3 changes, and that is interesting. They've made 3 changes. Manan Vora, Lewis and Krishnappa Gautam named in the 11. So they've gone. Krishnappa Gautam is a hard-hitting all-rounder. Evan Lewis is a destructive hitter from the West Indies. And Manan Vora is a proper batsman. So they've made 3 changes. KKR bring in Abhijit Tomar. I think he will open with Venkatesh Iyer. Ajinkya Rahane is out due to a hamstring injury. So Abhijit Tomar replaces him. So that is the only change for KKR. Abhijit Tomar will open with Venkatesh Iyer because Ajinkya Rahane is not part of the 11. He is out due to a hamstring injury. Breaking news coming in, Lucknow Super Giants have won the toss, elected to bat first from the D.Y. Patil Stadium in Navi Mumbai. Right. Now this match, as I said, is very, very crucial. LSG have gone the match with 3 changes. One of the big, I think they've left out Chamira, the Sri Lankan pacer, and that we'll have to see whether it's a tactical change or he has a niggle. Krunal Pandya is also not in the 11. He has a niggle reportedly. But the big news coming in, KKR bring in Abhijit Tomar to open with Venkatesh Iyer. Who is this player? Can he spring us a surprise? We'll find out. Now let us first discuss the 11 KKR have selected to play in this match. This is a LSG 11 we have first. Rahul, the captain, he's short of runs in the last 5 matches, started with a bang, striking at 140, 145. Last 5 matches he hasn't scored and his strike rate is only around 110. Then you have Quinton de Kock, who hasn't been in the greatest of form. He hasn't done badly, he scored 300 plus runs, but Quinton de Kock hasn't produced those magical single-handed, winning performances in the tournament as he did in 2019 and 2020 for the Mumbai Indians. The best batsman for me, for Lucknow Super Giants in the tournament, the most consistent batsman has been Deepak Hooda, the all-rounder, the middle over specialist. He's already, I think, scored 450s in the tournament. No one has scored more runs in the middle overs phase of play between overs 7 and 16 than Deepak Hooda. And in a team which is struggling between positions 3, 4, 5, 6 in the batting, he has been the shining armor. I think it's a great selection they've got in Evan Lewis on 2 counts. 1, the middle order is struggling. 2, Evan Lewis, if they get a slow start from Rahul, if he decides to play anchor again, Evan Lewis, if he bats at 3, he has one of the best strike rates in IPL history. It's above 150. So Evan Lewis is a destructive batsman, from the Caribbean, left-hander, a lot of experience in the Caribbean Premier League. It will be interesting to see where they slate in Marcus Stoinis. This is crucial for LSG. Marcus Stoinis must be given, more deliveries to play. He cannot be wasted in the lower order. So will they use him as a pinch hitter, as a playmaker at number 3? Very interesting to see how LSG and Rahul utilize Marcus Stoinis. Manan Vora, he's played in the IPL before. I think he'll be used as a floater depending on the situation of the match. And then you have, Jason Holder. He's been good with the ball. Very important because of his height. The bounce he extracts from the wicket. Remember, KKR has a big problem with short, just short of length deliveries, and Holder can extract that. Avesh Khan, the best bowler, the highest wicket taker for LSG in the tournament. Mohsin Khan, a revelation with the ball, taken wickets, been very restrictive with the new ball. Ravi Bishnoi, the wrong gun and googly specialist. And of course, a very good addition also, bringing in Krishnappa Gautam. He's a spinner, but he's also a hard-hitting, destructive lower order batsman, striking at around 155 with the bat in 2020 cricket. Right, let us now have a look at the KKR 11 in this match. Who has Shreyas Iyer chosen to play for him? Abhijit Tomar has replaced the injured Ajinkya Rahane, who's out with a hamstring injury. Let us see what he can bring at the top of the order. But I think the onus again will be on Venkatesh Iyer to provide them with a start. He had a very disappointing first half of the tournament. He has scored some runs in the second half, but they just don't need a 30 or 40 from him. If KKR are to win this match, and remember, they not only need to win, they need to win by a massive margin to not only get to 14 points, but net run rate will come into play. So they need a big margin of victory. So Venkatesh Iyer is very important when they chase. They need to chase it down is as many, as few overs as possible. Wickets are irrelevant. You chase it down in as few overs as possible. Nitish Rana, he has been decent with the bat. Sam Billings needs to do more. Rinku Singh, a few good innings. But here is the trump card. Andre Russell, the trump card. Given that they are chasing, he becomes a very, very, very important batsman in the lower middle order. Andre Russell has been the highest impact all-rounder of this tournament, scoring above 300 runs, strike rate 180, death over strike rate 200, 17 wickets, strike rate with the ball less than 10. Absolutely brilliant Andre Russell. Sunil Narine, the most restrictive bowler in the tournament. Can he choke them in the middle overs? Umesh Yadav, the bowler with the new ball along with Mohammad Shami. Also very restrictive in the power play. Tim Southee also played his part with the ball. Picked up lots of wickets in the tournament. And it is high time that the mystery spinner unravels his mystery. He's been very, very disappointing in the tournament. He was dropped in the middle stages of the tournament, but he's been drafted back. KKR is giving another opportunity to the hero from the previous season, to the hero from the season before that also. Varun Chakravarti needs to show his best. Otherwise, this could be the last of Varun Chakravarti for KKR. Remember what happened with Kuldeep Yadav and KKR. So this is, this is the 11 for KKR. So now let us have a look what transpired when these two teams played. In the first when they first met in this tournament. It was absolutely a one-sided match. If we can see here, LSG scored 176 for 7. Quinton de Kock scored a good 50. Huda, the middle overs, 41. Marcus Stoinis chipped in with a cameo 28. But look at KKR. The batting completely collapsed. Just 101. Andre Russell scored a cameo 45. Sunil Narine chipped in with 22, but Avesh Khan was the highest impact player of the match and the official player of the match. 3 for 19, picking up 3 big wickets, very restrictive. Jason Holder also chipped in with 3 wickets. So, this is going to be crucial. This match happened just, 2 weeks back. So, it's going to be fresh in the players' memory. So therefore, this is going to be remembered by the players, and LSG has a psychological advantage because of what happened in their first encounter. Now let us see how these two teams are placed in this tournament. How these two teams are placed in this tournament, and what makes this match very crucial. If you see the there. Why is it a must-win encounter for KKR? It is a must-win encounter for KKR because they currently have 12 points. If they lose this match, they remain on 12. They've played all their matches and they'll be eliminated. However, if they win, then we still have only one team who has qualified to play the playoffs. If KKR win, we have 7 teams fighting with each other for 3 remaining playoff spots. Also, if LSG lose this match, they are not guaranteed a playoff place yet, because if DC win and RCB win, they can pip LSG on net run rate, although it is a little difficult for RCB, but it is still possible. So therefore, it is a big match in the 15th edition of the IPL. As we just told you, LSG routed KKR for 101 in Pune 2 weeks back. Avish was the player of the match in that encounter, 3 for 19. So a big match looking at the scenarios in the tournament. Now, let us look at what KKR have done in the last couple of matches. They won. Remember, they won the last couple of matches. They have the momentum with them. Can KKR end the group stages on a high note? If they do, they'll be winning 3 matches in a row. What did they do well in the last couple of matches? The bowlers won in the matches, restricted the opposition for less than a total of 125 in the last 2 matches. As I said, the bowlers were the heroes in the last couple of matches. And again, KKR will be relying heavily on the experienced bowlers, all-rounders, and spinner Sunil Narine. Andre Russell, the hero by far, the highest impact player of the tournament for me, 330 runs. Look at that batting strike rate, 182. 17 wickets with the ball. We're all talking about Shami. We're all talking about Umesh Yadav. We're all talking about Rabada. But Andre Russell has taken 17 wickets. Look at his bowling strike rate, 8.8. It is the best in the tournament. Umesh Yadav, 16 wickets. Brilliant with the new ball. Economy of just 6.93, bowling a lot of overs in the power play. That's a sensational performance by Umesh Yadav. He's done his credentials no harm for a ticket to Australia for the World T20 later in the year. Umesh Yadav absolutely brilliant with the new ball. Then he's got support at the other end from the New Zealand veteran Tim Southee, 14 wickets. Look at the economy rate. Again, bowling a lot of overs in the power play, still only an economy rate, giving just 7.03 runs per over. So Tim Southee using all his test experience. Remember, Tim Southee is a test specialist, still a brilliant performance. And here we have it. Sunil Narine, Mr. KKR, economy of just 5.48. 5.48 is considered to be a brilliant economy rate even in one-day internationals. And this is T20 cricket. So imagine how phenomenal Sunil Narine has been. The master restrictor with the ball. The lowest in the tournament, his economy rate. And he's an off-spinner. Batsmen tend to go after off-spinners. So this is a phenomenal performance by Sunil Narine. Absolutely brilliant, choking the opposition batsman in the middle overs. Now let's have a look at why have LSG lost their last couple of matches? Remember, they were in the top 2 for most of the tournament. Suddenly, they're looking a bit dicey. They're looking a bit worried. Gautam Gambhir is having chats with them in the dressing room. LSG have a problem in their middle order. Apart from Deepak Hooda, no other batsman has given consistent performances in the middle order. They have the worst batting average for the number 3 position amongst all teams in this tournament. Yes, they've had a problem. After a great start by Quinton de Kock and KL Rahul, who they depend on heavily, the middle order somehow, except for Hooda, hasn't done their job. Batting has let them down in both the losses, the previous 2 matches. Their batting average for the number 3 to 6 position, here we have it. See, number 3 to 6 batting position, the batting average is the worst in the tournament amongst all the 10 teams. 21.88. And this, mind you, despite Deepak Hooda's performance. So you can imagine how poor the other middle order batsmen for Lucknow Super Giants have been in this tournament. The worst batting average for number 3 to 6. Another problem for the lost. KL Rahul, just 101 runs in the last 5 matches. The strike rate has shockingly dropped from 140 in the first 8 matches, where he was an absolute run machine, to only 104. KL Rahul not only needs to score big, he needs to play the role of the aggressor, given the fragile middle order. Deepak Hooda, for me, he has been the player of the tournament, the most consistent player. 406 runs middle order, 450s, most runs in the middle overs for any batsman from any team in the tournament. So Deepak Hooda has been absolutely brilliant in the middle overs. Okay. Let us remind you again, LSG won the toss. As you can see, LSG won the toss and made the right decision to bat first. It was the right decision because LSG have lost 5 matches in this tournament and 4 of them were chasing. So clearly, they crumble under scoreboard pressure and they don't want to chase. LSG win the toss, opt to bat first. As I said, a very good decision by LSG, very good decision by Rahul. They've gone into the match with 3 changes. Ayush Badoni is out, Krunal Pandya is out, Sri Lankan speedster Chamira is out, Banan Vora, Evan Lewis and Krishnappa Gautam, the hard-hitting destructive all-rounder, named in the LSG 11. 3 changes for them. KKR forced to bring in Abhijit Tomar. Ajinkya Rahane is out with a hamstring injury. He's out of the tournament. So KKR bring in Abhijit Tomar, and let's see what his partnership at the top of the order does with Venkatesh Iyer. So now, okay, again let's have a look at the LSG playing 11 and the KKR playing 11 in this match. Here we have it, the LSG playing 11. Rahul, the captain, needs to score runs. We are repeating again and again. If he doesn't score, they are under big pressure. Quinton de Kock, he needs to produce that single-handedly match-winning knock, which he hasn't done in this tournament. Deepak Hooda, Mr. Consistent, can he deliver again? A lot will depend on this destructive all-rounder from the Caribbean. Absolute sensation in the CPL. Evan Lewis, Marcus Stoinis, he needs to play to his reputation. Remember, Marcus Stoinis has been an absolute gem in the Big Bash League. No one has scored more runs than him since 2018 in the Big Bash League, and he's an all-rounder, not a proper batsman. Remember that. Manan Vora is drafted into the 11. Jason Holder, a good all-rounder from the West Indies. Can his short pitch deliveries trouble the KKR batsmen? They have a massive problems with short pitch deliveries in the tournament. Avesh Khan, the best bowler, brilliant in the power play, brilliant in the death, the best bowler for LSG in the tournament. Mohsin Khan, an absolute find for them. A lot of wickets, very restrictive, excellent in the power play again. Ravi Bishnoi, the wrong gun specialist. And Krishnappa Gautam, a good spin option and also a destructive hitter in the lower order to provide the impetus at the death. So here we have it. That is the LSG 11. Let's now have a look at the KKR 11 also. KKR led by Shreyas Iyer, who's having a bit of problem with the KKR management reportedly, not too happy with a few decisions. But Shreyas Iyer, the captain, needs to score. He needs to show the same form he did for India in the series against the West Indies and Sri Lanka. Tomar replaced Rahane, as we mentioned. Venkatesh Iyer, the onus is on him to provide, if not a rollicking start, at least a solid start. They should not lose, a number of wickets in the power play. Nitish Rana, he scored runs. Sam Billings needs to do more. Great reputation in the UK, but he needs to do more with the bat. Rinku Singh. Here is the man. Here is the man. All eyes will be on Andre Russell. They are chasing. Till Andre Russell is out, no target is impossible. The best all-rounder of the tournament, 300 plus runs, strike rate at 180, 17 wickets, bowling strike rate less than 10. Absolute sensational performance by Andre Russell. Sunil Narine, the most restrictive bowler. It will be impossible to score off him in the middle overs. Umesh Yadav, revelation with the new ball. Tim Southee, great support act with the new ball. Also, the mystery spinner, Varun Chakravarti, high time. KKR have brought him back in the 11 after dropping him in the middle season. He needs to deliver. He needs to deliver big time. Otherwise, this could just be the last of Varun Chakravarti in the purple KKR dress. So, that is Varun Chakravarti needs to perform today in the purple jersey for KKR. Okay, so now let us have a look. This match is between two star-studded teams. Let us have a look at who can be the X factors from both the sides. We've chosen Andre Russell, and no surprises here for KKR. 330 runs at a strike rate of 182. Yes, Andre Russell has given us glimpses of what he did in 2019. Remember, in 2019, he had scored more than 500 runs at a strike rate of more than 200. It was one of the greatest performances by a batsman in IPL history. So Andre Russell has given us glimpses of that performance in this season, striking at 205 in the death overs. So till he is there, as I've said, if they require, even 60 to 70 in the last 4 overs, don't count them out. Andre Russell, absolute sensation. But what has been surprising is the bowler, Andre Russell. Andre Russell, the bowler, has taken 17 wickets at a strike rate of 8.8. What does this mean? He's striking every 9 deliveries basically, which is absolutely stunning. It's the best strike rate for any bowler. And remember, Russell is an all-rounder. So Andre Russell, the X factor for Kolkata Knight Riders. Now let's have a look at who we have chosen as the X factor for Lucknow Super Giants. Here we have it. It is none other than the IPL run machine, the skipper KL Rahul. Now what has KL Rahul done? KL Rahul has amassed again 469 runs at an average of 43. See, KL Rahul is an IPL run machine. No one has scored more runs than KL Rahul since 2018 in the IPL. He's been an absolute genius in the format. First for Punjab King, now for Lucknow Super Giants, scoring 500 plus, 600 plus runs season after season, season after season. But one thing Rahul needs to do, he needs to score at a high strike rate, 200s and 250s in the tournament. He needs to score at a high strike rate. I'm repeating this because KL Rahul, when he scores a 50 plus score at a strike rate of 145, 150 plus, his team invariably wins. When he plays the anchor role and scores below 130, they lose 65% of the matches. Therefore, look at that stat, strike rate of 148 in victorious matches. So it is very important for KL Rahul to score big and to do so at a high strike rate. Otherwise, it will be counterproductive for LSG, just as it was for Punjab Kings in the last 2 seasons. Okay, this match will also be decided by a number of key battles within the larger contest between KKR and LSG. We've identified 3 crucial battles. Who will that be? Okay, in the power play, Venkatesh Iyer versus Avesh Khan. Now, they haven't played many matches together face to face. Therefore, there's no data for their head-to-head record. But Venkatesh Iyer in the power play this season has been disappointing. It's a strike rate of only 109. He's been out of form. But Avesh Khan has been absolutely brilliant in the power play with 7 wickets at an economy rate of just 7.05 for the Lucknow Super Giants. So clearly Avesh Khan has an advantage if we go by form. But just rewind 8 months, what Venkatesh Iyer did in the UAE leg of 2021, blasting KKR to final. He was one of the reasons they made it to the final after a slow start. He was scoring at 140 plus, second highest score of the UAE leg after Ruturaj Gaikwad. So don't count Venkatesh Iyer out. Okay, but what is the battle we've identified for the middle over state of play? It has to be between Deepak Hooda, no one has scored more runs than him in the middle overs in the tournament, and the master restrictor, economy of 5.48 in the tournament, remember, Sunil Narine, the off-spinner from the West Indies. 7 innings, 26 balls, 29 runs, 112 strike rate, 2 dismissals. What does this show? This shows that Sunil Narine has choked Deepak Hooda, also distanced him twice. So therefore, Sunil Narine has had the wood over Deepak Hooda overall in their IPL battle, and therefore it's going to be interesting what Deepak Hooda does against Sunil Narine. Will he counter-attack? Will he be circumspect against him? That could dictate the course of play in the middle overs. Now let us have a look at the battle which will define the death overs and for me maybe define the contest. The death overs battle is an all-Caribbean battle between Andre Russell and Jason Holder. 6 innings, 29 balls faced. Look at that, 66 runs, strike rate 228, only dismissed 1. So Andre Russell, the batsman, versus Jason Holder, the bowler, has been completely dominated by Andre Russell. This is not only IPL, this is all T20 data. So there will be some encounters here from the CPL also. They know each other's game. They know each other's game inside out. So this is going to be a fascinating battle and 15 to 20 runs can make all the difference. Right, let me also tell you something about the pitch. In Graham Swan's pitch report, he said that batting first is a good decision by LSG. Also 155, 160 could be a match-winning score here. It could be a match-winning score. Here we have KL Rahul, Quinton de Kock open the innings for Lucknow Super Giants. KL Rahul, Quinton de Kock need to give them a good start given they have a fragile middle order. Umesh Yadav, one of the bowlers, new ball bowlers of the tournament, takes the new ball for the first over. This is going to be a fascinating contest between Umesh Yadav and KL Rahul. Who will win this battle? This initial battle between Umesh Yadav and the LSG openers could well define this contest. I'm going to repeat, this is a huge match in the IPL. If KKR win, it is the tournament is open. Then for the remaining three playoff positions, 7 teams are still in the fray, including KKR. But if KKR lose, they will be eliminated. If LSG lose, they also have a chance that they may not qualify if DC and RCB win. So a massive, massive match coming up. Please sit back, enjoy this match. Hope you liked our preview analysis. Do subscribe to News9 Sports, your one-shop destination for all analysis, not only in cricket, but from all sports all over the world. That's it from me. Thank you and goodbye.